Hello and welcome to our weekly Energy Shot podcast. We are Matt Taylor. My name is Nicole Ercolani, and we have decided to produce this podcast series in order to give you weekly astrological update from Matt and some energy shots, some wisdom, some healing, some coaching tools from myself and Matt. And then this is all so your day-to-day life improves and you have some guidance and some ideas what's going on. Hi, Matt. How are you this week?
Hi, I'm well. Well, I hope people's lives improve by listening to us.
I
really do.
The feedbacks I'm getting from the people that listen to
a lot of pressure.
No, I think that's
feedback
fine.
Is all right, is it? People's lives get better.
Yeah, nobody ever said like this is shit. Make it better, but probably they just don't listen.
Well, that's okay. They're not ready.
Yeah,
they'll listen when they're ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as the people that listen enjoy. Can see benefit, true. Then I'm happy with that.
Me too. Very much so. So, what's going on with our
planet? Yes, right. So the first point I wanted to go is go back a week into the new moon of Aries, because we talked about a little bit, but there's still some more things I wanted to bring forward, because the reason I want to go back is because it really sets a bit of a tone for the year, because it's the seed of the year. The new moon of Aries starts the year. It's the first new moon. It injects our seed, and wherever our own consciousness is at this, first 12 days, really technically, is the year that we will see. Right. So what the Kabbalists are revealing is that the first 12 days of Aries have all the signs in it. So if you are on the first day of Aries, it's Aries. On the second day of Aries, it's Taurus. On the third day of Aries, it's Gemini. Fourth day of Aries, and we get all the 12 things. So what the Kabbalists are saying is that how we live these 12 days is the year that we will get. So it's quantum physics at its best. It's consciousness at its best, because we're injecting the consciousness that we want to see, blow up the year how we want to see it with our own consciousness. So however we're coming through these 12 days until the 13th of April, yes, is the year that we will have. So we often think it's amazing what these people know, right? So we often think that, the signs happen in a linear way, no? We get Aries and we get Taurus, right? But it's true in our mind, but what they're saying is that this 12 days is the incubation period for the plant that will grow, right? So we really want to go through it in our karma, in our zen, in our all the positive energies, maybe desire or passions or excitements, or maybe the energies that we find hard to muster, at the moment, right? Maybe it's happiness, maybe it's joy. To really plant that in these days is so exciting. It's such an opportunity, because if we think about it, we can't control outcomes, we feel, right? So there's this story in the Zohar. It talks about this lady who's pregnant. She's pregnant and she has a girl, and this is the story. It's not very exciting, right? But obviously in the Zohar everything is coded. And what the Zohar is telling us is that, when a lady is pregnant, and we ask, we usually ask, do you know what it is? Because with science these days, we can know a little bit before, but you ask a lady at 2 or 3 months what it is, she's not going to know. So the Zohar is saying that we often go through things in our life without the feeling that we can control the outcome, right? And the Zohar says, no, obviously, that you can control everything that's happening in your life, right? So it's a metaphor. The code is a metaphor. Yeah, it's like a coding. So, do we know tomorrow if we will be healthy or not? Do we know if we're going to have a successful day tomorrow? Do we know who we're going to bump into tomorrow? Do we know what phone calls we're going to get tomorrow, right? We feel no, right? It's out of our control. So here in this lesson, this energetic lessons always happens because we go through portions of energy every 7 days. This lesson comes through in this part of the Aries cycle, and the other lesson that comes through is the words that we speak. Right, it's the words that we speak, because that's creating the outcome. So here, what we can do is we can take control of the outcomes. Right, nobody ever tells us that. Nobody says we can do that. And what the Kabbalists are revealing in these initial days of Aries is through the words that we speak, And the consciousness that we have, we can control the outcomes of every single month that we're going to have for the next 12 months.
Easy.
Easy. What will stop us? The Kabbalists say fears, right? It's my fears that usually make me feel like I can't have the outcome. Like I said, will my money be there? Will my health be there? Will my relationship be there? Will my things be there? We have all these fears and we feel that we don't know and we can't control that, right? And we have to uproot that fear out, really, and speak from this place that everything is already there. In the 99%, it's a lot. 99% of something is a lot, right? And to restrict from the lack. Yeah, not restrict from lacks, that things are not there for me, things are never going to go my way. All of these paths and results that we think are never going to work out, we need to restrict on that. And actually what the Kabbalists say is the only thing that's real is restriction. Restriction on lacks and doubts. That's the only thing that's real, because everything is already here. Yes. So when we know that the $1 billion is in the 99% is sitting on the table, we don't need to fall into the lack. What will awaken it into the physical from the metaphysical is the restriction on lack. So if you pull out of your lacks, pull out of your doubts, and really live in the abundance that you want for the year, that's what you're going to get.
Beautiful.
You take back control over the whole reality. So having said that, there is some astrology at play. Right. So here is the astrology. We go into the new moon of Aries, and around the moon, this is where like the moon and the sun are together in Aries, right? They're coming together at a point in the new moon, right? They're together. In the full moon, the sun is here and the moon is in the sign opposite. Yes. So when they're here together in the new moon, often the planets or the asteroids that are also very close to the same point will trigger something for the months, right? They are coming together. And here what we see is Mercury, which is our words, and Chiron, which is our healing.
Wow.
Chiron is compulsory karma. Chiron is something we must do, right? We don't get out of that one. We've got a lot of free will, but there are some planets where we can't come for a free ride completely. We've got to do some karmic correction. And Chiron is one of them. And actually, all of the ones that are sort of compulsory have to do with healing. So it's all about healing our lacks and our doubts, really. So no more this year than any other year. We're really going to live with where am I speaking from? Like, why am I doing this? What is the intention here? So if the intentions are not correct, if the words that the words that we speak won't be correct, our thoughts aren't correct, the healing that we're going to have to push through won't be able to be pushed through, ultimately we're going to result in the same year, right? Chiron is the wounded healer. I'm coming in this whole year, to heal very deep wounds. When Chiron's in Aries, it's a very exceptional thing, because most of the time Chiron goes through a sign in 4 years. Here, always in Aries, it takes like 10 to 12. It's some anomaly in the universe. Why is it spending so long there? Well, Aries is about many things, but principally it's about myself. It's my existential existence, right? It's the me, it's the I. So really from 2018, 2019, when it went into Aries, through to 2030, we're healing a lot about who I am and what my deepest wounds are and who I really am here to be. But also, interestingly, Aries rules over things like battles and wars and very difficult things. Yes. So we are, and blood and, very challenging things in our crises kind of things. And also Scorpio rules over crises and battles, because they're both ruled by Mars. The south node of the chart is in Scorpio. So particularly over the next 18 months, we're going to see a crises and battles and arguments and, very conflictuous moments in our individual lives, right? So we are going through a particular karma with that, with crises, everything feeling like it's in a crisis, everything feeling like it's a battle, everything feeling like I need to heal something, I'm in a wound about something, particularly over the next 18 months. Yeah, but particularly from now also round to the next time we have Aries, the next 12 lunar cycles will have the South Node in Scorpio Chiron in Aries, then triggering it, and Mercury. So Mercury is about how I interact with people. So how we interact, you know, is and the relationships that we have through spoken word is going to be very important. So we will see our words and our thoughts and our interactions between people come to play.
I feel that at the moment when I look at my clients and people around me, what I see greatly is that, you know, in Kundalini Yoga we say the mind has 84 facets, and the 84 facets of the mind are those are like deep yogic science teachings, but I don't want to go into them directly. But what I feel to say about, especially about Chiron and Aries, together with Mercury, we have in those 84 facets of the mind, we have subconscious landscape that we are moving our thought forms in. So in Kundalini Yoga, we say whenever you blink your eye, you have 1,000 thoughts that you're downloading. And those 1,000 thoughts, you can be interpreted with the positive mind or the negative mind. So you have 2,000 interpretations. And the quality, the vibrational quality of the thought that you're able to download is according to your subconscious landscape, which has to do with the 84 facets of the mind. So, why am I saying that? Chiron is like, I have a very deep connection to Chiron, like very, very deep. I'm in love with Chiron. Chiron did me so much good in this life, and taught me so much about all that I do as work today, that for me, he's like my gang member. I really, really appreciate him. But the subconscious landscape that you're living in has the thought patterns that you're able to use at the moment. And I feel to say that over this year, but especially over the last 2 years that we passed already, or 3 years, what I find interesting is how the subconscious landscape can be changed, and how you can download other thought patterns, and how does the media, the general thought patterns, the collective thought patterns of, it was like 2 years it was for the pandemic, but now it's for the war, and like, so there's a collective thought pattern, a vibrational thought pattern that is constantly there, and how you can dissect yourself from that collective thought pattern. And I think this is like the big teaching that is like on a very spiritual level available at the moment, to understand very somatically that your subconscious landscape can be changed. Like, you can change the vibration of thoughts that you're downloading, so they're more positive, they're more interconnected, they're more fluid, they're more conscious, they're more in higher dimensions. And then from there, you are able to live more in abundance, more in prosperity, more love, more, you know, also higher vibrational emotions, because the quality of thought that you're able to hold in your mind and in your auric field reflects directly the quality of emotion and the quality of consciousness that you're able to vibrate in the cosmos, and then therefore to attract then a more positive, prosperous, abundant, loving, caring, compassionate life. That was complicated.
Yeah, no, it's all about that. I think it's great, right? So we're going to be faced with our wounds that are really deep in our thought patterns, you know. And I think that that's great, because as I said before, and as you're saying now, it's really the way the consciousness is out is what sets up the result. So we're really going to learn, or we're going to get like on a process with how we can really take control of the outcome more by what's in our thought process, by what's in our even more
Totally.
profound, what's in our consciousness, what's in our awareness, then that creates the thought pattern, right? So we have the thought, the word, and the action all aligned. And so this is what I think will happen. You know, Aries is a very new energy. It's a seed energy. It's like the spring energy. It's with Mars, which is about excitement and energy. It's about, right? It's about chi,
Fire.
right? About force. It's about fire. It's about new things, which is a great point as well, because we don't have any major planets, any bigger planets in it, fire signs. So we're missing that life force. So here in Aries is all about life force, you know, it's about the vitality of life, you
Mm.
know, and it's going back into ourselves and saying, what is my life about, really? Why am I doing these things?
Yeah.
Why am I a daughter? Why am I a sister? Why am I a mother or father or boss or colleague? Or why am I these things? You know, why is it here? Because this is not the conversation we have. No, it's always, what am I doing? Where am I doing it? Who am I doing
How
it
can
with?
I get more?
How can I get more? Or less? Right? Yeah. And we're never asking the question why. And that is what triggers intentions. That is what triggers consciousness. That is the question that sets awareness into our mind about,
Yeah.
well, oh, why am I here? We can't answer that. We don't know what we're doing with our life, and it's drifting by, right? Which is all of us. We all do it. But it's the moment now to ask ourselves, go back into intentions, go back into the seed level, go back into why, and take control over the outcome by really answering those questions and become more conscious and aware of what we're doing in our
Mm.
life, and who we're being when we're doing it.
And like very important to like, this is what I'm trying to teach like every client that I have and everyone close to me. Like, the reason why you have the boss and the sister and the father and the mother and the problems and the happiness and everything is because you vibrate exactly that into the cosmos, so you attract that, so you can see yourself.
Mm.
So like your outside world is a direct reflection of your inside world and your subconscious landscape in order to see where you stand inside of yourself.
That's right. And if you don't
And
take those moments
but
to reflect on what you're seeing,
yes, and
you've
that
got
gives you
no
so much
awareness.
empowerment.
Yes,
you
yes.
are you are an powerful being. You are the power, like the major power giver of your life. So if you don't like what you see in the outside, change the inside. Work on the thought patterns, the behavior patterns. You don't like how you look, change your eating habits. You don't like your friends, change the need. Why do you need to be rejected all the time? Why do you know? So you are the most powerful creator of your reality, and everything you have in your outside world is the reflection of your inside world. That's how it works.
That's
And
right.
then you're not a victim anymore. Then you can
No.
also let go of the victim pattern, even though that's very difficult. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Now, if we just go on with this theme of Aries, right? And I said that, you know, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. If we look where Mars is in the charts in Aquarius, and it's coming in with Saturn, now that Mars and Saturn are very close together. Saturn is another compulsory karma. It's the Lord of karma. It's the hard lessons where we need to earn something back. Mars is very much with, as I said, with the direction of life and your focus and your passions and your enthusiasm and where you're putting your energy. It's directing things. It's the Lord of war. Now, why is the Lord of war? Why is there that? What the Kabbalists are explaining is that it's not really a war with other people. It's a war within. The battle is within, right? So the Mars energy is really the energy of where we go to war in achieving the desires and the passions and the kind of things that we're very passionate about, right? We get passionate about it, we get excited about it, but so much of our limited nature prevents us from ever achieving that, right? We get our doubts, we get our lacks. So the Mars energy is something we harness internally, right? The negative of Mars is obviously something where we harness that and shoot it out into the outside world and attack others or blame others or get angry and frustrated with others because we didn't achieve something in the day or the week, right?
Yeah.
That is the negative energy, right? The positive energy, the way to use Mars is, where can I go to battle against my limited nature? Where can I go to war against my ego and kind of win that battle and delimit myself, right? So Kabbalistically, when we meditate together, the room we do it in is called a war room. It's very odd for spiritual, right? We're supposed to be in the peace and harmony kumbaya room, right? The Kabbalists call it the war room because when we're when we're in there, we're really in a battle against that inner nature and those inner landscapes you talk about that are preventing me from achieving the desires that I have, right? So the war is within, the battle is within. We are going to find that this year if we can look at the bigger field and what it's showing us and say, oh, this is what I've got to do within me, right? This is something that that's coded in the messaging. Then I can really go to do that healing, that self-talk, that all of that internal work that I need to do so that the whole seed level of what I'm doing is going to end up in the result I want to see. Business people are very this. They call it the 80-20 rule, right?
Yeah.
80% of the business is set up before they do the business. 80% of a business is set up before you even see anything in the physical. Yeah.
That's so
so all of the energy for a business is in the seed level. And that's why both business people are so successful, because either they did it first or they went and they realized this is not successful. We need to go and put 80% of our energy back at the seed level. And this is the great time to do it. If you're not seeing things the way they are, take control of it now. Do it now in the seed level of Aries, and you'll have all that energy with you, right? So Saturn is saying, and Mars together is saying, where have you got to work harder on overcoming your limited nature? This is why it's not happening this way. There's something there, right, that is limited in the way that you can experience. And this is the moment where anything that's not working out, whether it's a relationship, money, business, family, whatever, this is a great opportunity for you to really put the energy that this is going to work out, right? This is going to see, this is the intentions. As I said, how do we get intentional? We ask ourselves why we're doing it first. Then once we have the answers to why we want to see it in this reality, then we do the out of the comfort zone actions that will do it. Aquarius, these two things are happening in Aquarius. This Mars Saturn is happening in Aquarius, which is like, do things out of the box, do things you've never done before, do things that are, so wild and not any even a box there. Like, it's all things. So we can harness this energy that is going to bring through you the things that we need to, bring through that are really different. Now, of course, once we bring through different actions and different intentions, we are in a lack. I don't know how to do it. I've never done it this way before. Well, that's where you develop trust in your universe, right? Is by doing that process. So yeah, that is the lot of the Pisces energies we're seeing is, do you have certainty in your universe? Do you connect with your universe, your internal one, your greater one, whatever it is? So we are seeing a lot of that in this energy that will come through. That's really like where we're not going so great, it's going to be more obvious.
I had it last Friday on the new moon day. I was at my osteopath. I had an appointment there. And he's a very smart, very, very wise man. He's like 70 something and like incredibly smart in terms of body knowledge, healing knowledge, but also like very, like he reads a ton of books and he knows shit. And I talked to him and he said like, how are you? And I said, well, it's kind of difficult at the moment with the companies and it's like very bumpy. And so I'm holding up, but it's, I can feel it's hard. Like it's not so easy. And he said to me, look, in osteopath, the osteopath that brought the teachings for the first time, it was like in 1894, which was really long time ago. He wrote this book and he said, in the field, in the universe, there is an implicit order and an explicit order. And wherever the implicit order doesn't reflect the explicit order, there is a dissonance. And what osteopathy is about bringing the implicit and the explicit order into balance, which is at this time he was speaking about the organs and the fascia and the hormonal balance and, you know, the glandular system in the body, because the body has an implicit order and an explicit order. So when those are not in balance, then there's pain and there is problems and disconnection. But then he said to me, like, you know, sometimes life corrects those implicit and explicit dissonances by itself. So for everyone around that is listening to the podcast and is currently going through a little bit of difficult time, it helped me a lot to just let go of what's happening, to just say, okay, maybe this is just a correction between the implicit and explicit dissonance, where I can like let go and say, okay, this is at the moment, I'm blessed that this is corrected all by itself. I don't have to do anything at the moment. So I really liked that little thought. That
I think that's great. You know, when we do the actions and we do the intentions, we're not doing it all ourselves. You know,
no.
we're in a
Let go
greater mind. So we're working with that, and it's, you know, at some points we need to let that have a shot at it, you know, that greater mind, that greater force, that greater energy. So we do our little bit and we step back, we do our little bit and we step back, so that we can operate more beyond our logic. No, we can operate with something that sees the things that we don't see and let that in.
Yes. And for me, that always like those bits and pieces of miracles or faith, almost, I would say, to have faith that when things are happening and you don't understand them at all, like I always like to think that life happens for me and not to me. So I'm like, okay, I really don't like that. I thought it would be different. I wanted to have it different. I gave everything that I could give, so the outcome is different, but the outcome is that. So I guess this is for my highest good. Like, you cannot do more than you can do. Like, that's all you can do. So yeah, maybe that someone needed that as well.
All right, so that's it.
Amazing.
We'll come back to the other things next week. They can wait.
That was beautiful.
I think that's enough. No?
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was a lot.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you liked and did enjoy our talk, we have once again one more next week. And if you have questions or anything that you would like to do, let us know. Drop us a DM. Matt and me, we are doing one-to-ones as well. So yeah, if anyone wants to participate in something like that, we're very open and loving, and we love to work with you.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, kapao.